When it comes to making samosas, there's always a task ahead of you because making the samosa pastry is not easy. So in this recipe, I'll be showing you how to make Indian samosas, and it's going to be a very easy and simple, detailed recipe. And the outcome is going to be so good and delicious. The pastry is going to be very easy to make. It's not like the Kenyan samosa pastry that we usually make. So it's going to take you less than 1 hour to make the pastry. So yes, keep on watching and learn how to make these Indian samosas. We're going to start off by making our filling, and for this recipe you need some potatoes. This is around 7 to 10 medium potatoes that are peeled, washed and cut into cubes, that is small cubes. Also for the recipe you'll need a cup of parboiled green peas, onions, coriander, a few spices which you're going to find listed in the description box, salt and cooking oil. So let's get cooking. You're going to place a pot or a pan over medium flame and add in 1.5 tablespoons of cooking oil. Then next, you're going to toast your spices. For the spices, you're going to need a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon paprika, half a teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon fennel seed, and a teaspoon of cumin seeds. So you're going to add into the pan and toast for around 30 seconds, and this is going to make the spices very aromatic. Once the spices are ready, you're going to add in your potatoes. Stir in and add in around 3/4 cup of water. Because we have chopped up the potatoes into small pieces, they are going to cook really fast, and that is going to take around 4 to 5 minutes at most. So you're going to cover, wait for the water to come to a boil, and then you're going to be adding in salt. After the water comes to a boil, I'm going to add in around 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and this is going to season the potatoes. Reduce the flames to medium, cover, and then I'm going to let this slowly simmer for the next 4 minutes. This is after 5 minutes, and as you can see, the potatoes are well cooked. So I'm going to add in my onions, my peas, stir in, toss the peas and the onions into the potatoes. Check the seasoning. If it's not perfect, you're going to be adding in a little bit more salt. So you're going to stir in the onions and peas until they are fully combined with the potatoes, and as you stir, you'll notice that you are mashing up the potatoes because they are well cooked. So using a spatula, you're going to continue breaking down the potatoes. You can mash up the potatoes until smooth, or you can leave little chunks of potatoes for some texture. Once done, you're going to garnish with some coriander, which is going to add in lots of flavor to the samosas. Mix in and your potato filling is ready. So you're going to put out the flames and let the filling cool as we proceed to make our pastry. That is our dough for making our samosa wrappers. So the recipe is going to be very simple. I have some all-purpose flour, a third cup of ghee, 1 teaspoon salt, and cold water, which is going to make it very easy for you to knead the dough. Into a mixing bowl, you're going to start off by adding your flour. This is 2 cups. Add in your ghee. You can substitute with cooking oil if you can't get ghee. but the ghee is going to add in lots of flavor to the pastry. Using the palm of your hands or your fingertips, you're going to massage in the ghee into the all-purpose flour until it's fully combined. Mixing in the ghee together with the all-purpose flour until the flour is a little bit moist, just like this, is going to give you a very flaky samosa pastry. So don't skip. Next, you're going to add in the seasoning, that is salt. Toss the salt together with the flour. Then gradually you're going to add in cold water. As you mix using your fingertips, add in a little bit more, and the cold water is going to make it very easy for you to knead the dough, as I said earlier on. Add in a tablespoon of water at a time while you mix. Going to add in a tablespoon more. Once a shaggy dough is formed, just like this, you're going to transfer to your countertop and knead for around a minute. And you'll notice that the dough is a little bit firm. That is what we're looking for to make this samosa pastry. If the dough is too soft, you're going to have a hard time making the samosa pocket. Once done, I'm going to pick my bowl, transfer in the dough and rest for 10 minutes. So I'm going to cover with a kitchen towel so that the dough doesn't dry out. After the dough is well rested, the next step is going to be dividing the dough into smaller pieces, which are easily manageable to work with. So I'm going to transfer my dough to my countertop, and it's well rested. So I'm going to knead once more, just a little bit. And using a knife or a bench scraper, you're going to divide the dough into about this size. My filling is completely cooled, so yes, I'm super excited for this samosa recipe. I'm going to pick the little pieces of dough and tuck in the bottom, just like this. Place aside. Pick one more. Pick one more piece of dough, tuck in the bottom, and repeat until I'm done. Tuck in the rest of the dough. Once done, the next step is going to be rolling out your dough. So you're going to sprinkle a little bit of flour to your working surface. Then pick one piece of dough, flatten up with the palm of your hands a little bit. Then using your rolling pin, you're going to roll out into a circle. Roll out your dough to an inch. If you roll out the dough too thick, it's going to tear when filling up with your potato filling. Try as much as possible to roll out the dough into a circle, because it's going to be very easy for you to wrap up the pastry. Once my dough is ready, I'm going to use my bench scraper. You can also use a knife. Cut the dough in half, just like this. Pick one piece of dough, place aside. Then I'm going to be showing you how to make a samosa pocket. So you're going to pick one side of the pastry and fold in half, just like this. Dip your finger in some water. Then you're going to spread the water on one side, just like this. Pick the other side, wrap it up like this. Make sure it's fully sealed. Pick up the pastry, and this is how it's going to be looking. As you can see, the inside is hollow. Pick your filling, fill up, making sure the potato filling goes all the way down. And once done, you're going to pinch on one side just like this and seal. It's going to be super easy. When done, the samosa should be able to sit upright just like that. So my first samosa is ready. So I'm going to pick the next one and show you one more time. Fold in half, spread some water on one side, pick that side, wrap it up just like this, making sure it's fully sealed. Open up the samosa pockets, then fill up with your potato filling. Super easy. Don't fill all the way up because it's going to be very hard for you to seal the samosa. Once done, you're going to pinch one side like this. As you've seen, it's quite easy to make the samosa pockets and also to seal. So I'm going to finish off with the rest, and then we are going to proceed to the next step. Just make sure that your dough is not too thick. I'm going to be very fast. Once more, I'm going to fold one side, spread some water on the other side, seal up, fill with my potato filling. Making sure not to go all the way up so that it can be easy for me to seal. I'm super excited because the filling is so delicious. And the best part about the filling is that it's vegetarian, so everyone can enjoy. Pinch on one side, seal up, place aside, making sure it sits straight up. Pick the next piece of dough, roll it out a little bit, spread some water by fold one side, pick the next side. Yeah, super easy. This is easy peasy. So I'm going to take around 3 more minutes to finish up with the rest of the dough. When done filling the samosa pockets, you're going to place a pan over medium-high flame, add in enough cooking oil to deep fry your samosas. Then you're going to wait for around a minute or so that the cooking oil can get hot. You're going to check if the cooking oil is ready by inserting a skewer or a toothpick. Once you notice small bubbling, the oil is ready. So carefully, you're going to place in your prepped up potato samosas into the cooking oil carefully. Immediately you place in the samosas into the cooking oil, they are going to sink because they are a little bit heavy. So after around a minute, you notice that the samosas float. So keep stirring as the samosas are frying because you don't want the hot spots. That is, when they sink, they are going to get a black spot. Yes. For the samosas to get ready, it's going to take around 2 to 3 minutes. So keep watch. Or even notice that the samosas have a lovely golden brown color. They're ready. And because the pastry is a little bit thick, that's why it's taking around 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to use a skimmer, flip the samosas as they're frying. Once the samosas are ready, you're going to scoop out using a skimmer and just look at that lovely golden brown color. Shake off the excess oil and transfer to the rest. Then I'm going to place in my next round. Make sure the oil is not too hot because the samosa is going to cook very fast. Hence, it's going to brown so fast on the outside and not cook on the inside. So using my skimmer once more, I'm going to toss the samosas as they are cooking because I don't want the black spots. Remember, I said that the samosas are very heavy, so they're going to sink to the bottom of the pan. Fry for around 2 to 3 minutes while flipping and tossing. And the kitchen is smelling incredible because, yeah, as you can see, the samosas are looking legit. So I'm going to pick my plate, place on this side so that you can see how gorgeous the samosas are looking. Once ready, I'm going to shake off the excess oil, transfer to the rest. Once your Indian samosas are ready, they're going to be looking very gorgeous with a very nice golden brown color, and the filling inside is going to be very delish. I've served up with a lemon slice and also some coriander to jazz up my plate. And for the sauce, I've chosen to have some tamarind sauce to enjoy with my potato samosa. So I'm going to pick one, check how the inside is looking, and the pastry itself is very crispy on the outside and super tender. Just look at that. The filling is just perfect, and I'm going to have a bite. The outside is crunchy, the inside is filled with a very nice potato filling that is so yummy. So this makes this recipe totally worth trying. Catch you on my next episode. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of the samosas.